Hey guys, welcome to the Talk Nerdy to Me podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Kirk, and this is the podcast where we talk about all things nerdy.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy some tech talk.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, welcome to podcast number 9.
Number 9. Almost there.
This is the 9th episode of the Talk Nerdy to Me podcast, and we got some interesting topics as per usual.
Yep. A couple I'm really excited about.
Yeah, so if you listened or watched the last podcast, you would have heard us talk about some stuff that we're getting into in terms of media production.
Yep.
Doing some work for people.
In this case, it was photography.
Yep. So we, over this past weekend, or for 5 days actually,
yep,
we spent a couple hours a day doing basically a Santa photo booth.
It was awesome.
Sort of thing, which was pretty cool. Good little experience for us for sure.
Yeah, a lot of good experience working with younger
working
people.
with a whole range of people.
Yeah,
really.
A whole range for sure. It's easier working with the older. Actually, you know what? Arguably, you can get some kids and they're pretty easy to work with.
Yeah.
But you know,
I mean, even kids that aren't really that excited to see Santa aren't necessarily that hard to work with.
No,
either, though.
Not at all. The crying ones make for the best photos sometimes. We got a few good ones there.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. It was great getting to work with people on like a little bit of a professional level and getting our name out there.
Yeah.
Gave out a lot of business cards.
Oh yeah, that's
which
the thing.
we got here in like 2 days.
Oh,
Thank you,
God.
Vistaprint.
Yeah. Sunday we ordered business cards and they showed up on Wednesday, the first day that we had to be there that evening.
It was perfect. Good
Oh,
time.
it worked out like just in time.
Yeah. If we didn't have those, it actually would have been, I don't know what we would have done.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like we handed them out to people, obviously because we wanted to get our name out, but just as much for the fact that like
if there was something
just in case there was some issue, because what we did is we took the photos, and then we're gonna just do a small edit to them to add a little border and whatnot.
Make it like a little Christmas card type thing.
Yeah, make it look Christmassy, and then send it to people by email. Right? We didn't do like a print on the spot or anything. Because that just would have had so many more logistical issues.
Man, I can only imagine. That would have been maybe for next year. Actually, I was thinking this is a great idea. I meant a Polaroid camera. We can just bring Polaroid. Somebody wants to buy a Polaroid, print it on site. Here you go. The only thing is that you'd have to be more like spot on with the photo.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if they wanted something like that, like I think 90% of people would rather a digital copy. You get a few hipsters that want the other one, but
and older people that weren't sure about the email part, because we had a few of those that were
about to email.
Yeah, they didn't really know exactly about getting the photo on their email. You know, what good is that to them, kind of thing, right? Or
select few grandparents that aren't on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
we talked about that before.
Most of them were all good though. They loved it. Most people, I'd say a solid 98% of people were very happy they'd get it on email because they can post it online and.
Yeah, without having to like take a picture of it, and then there'd be like a glare on one part of it or something. You know what it's like.
Yep.
Trying to take a picture of a picture doesn't work.
Nope, does not work. So, but it went pretty good. We'll figure out how that works, sending it all out over the weekend, and hopefully over this week.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their stuff. Hopefully, no complaints.
Get started on the work. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we're saying about our business cards. We hand them out, but it was like because we're sending them out by email, we wanted people to be able to contact us just in case they didn't get it right.
Yeah.
Because we had to take a big old long list of emails. What if something was copied down wrong?
Guaranteed there's at least probably half a dozen that
yeah, so I don't know about half a dozen because I was very good when I was doing it. Maybe yesterday you got a half a dozen.
I had to do it, yeah. Who knows? No, actually most people watched me as I typed it up. Almost all of them did because of the way the setup was. But
okay, so that works out then.
I think we're okay, but
yeah.
You never know. It's always better to be safe than sorry. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we want people to be able to contact us just in case there's any issue.
And then hopefully that'll direct them to... Maybe we should just make issues and they'll have to go to our website.
There you go.
No, not happening. They'll hate us forever. Always give the best customer service. Yeah. But, yeah. It worked. And the business cards are nice, clean, and cut and to the point type thing.
Business cards look very nice.
Yes.
I was very impressed.
Do I have I do. Look at that. For all those video watchers out there, it is... There you go. Cab Media. Perfect.
Oh, it's that focus.
Mine's not.
I can do it.
I'll show you Alex's too. Bam. God love that quick autofocus.
Yeah, mine's a manual, so.
Yeah, no. But no, they're clean. I like them. Like, they look great. They look even better than when we made them. They're super simple and super cheap. Except for the shipping was like...
Shipping costs just almost as much as the actual cards themselves.
Well, we got them, so...
Well, we had to do it to be able to get them on time.
definitely.
That was the problem. But
Yeah, I didn't think it out. But I mean, first event in the bag, and they want us back next year.
yep.
So, and this is the type of thing where we're not really making a lot of money at it, but
Yeah, enough.
I mean, we're making some.
Yeah, if you break it down to like 2 people over the time period that we got to be there for it, it's just under minimum wage.
Yeah,
So,
not good.
I mean, it's not great, but
Yeah, there's a big but there because we're getting a booth at a pretty big event here.
yeah, a lot of people
free
are
of charge.
just kind of, even if they just see our logo and stuff like that, or anyone that does get our picture taken, well, I mean, we're giving them business cards and stuff too, and then we're speaking to them and
Yep.
engaging, right?
So, and one of the bigger events, and most people pay, from what I understand, up to $2,000 for a bit of floor space. So
Yeah,
we're getting that for free, and we're free to advertise our company with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we're free to put our logo on any photos that we're sending out now too.
Yeah, a little
and
watermark.
we got some other footage and stuff that we're going to compile into a little video. And I mean,
Send it their way.
yeah, if they can be a more regular customer even than just this one event per year.
Yep.
Because they do hold other events. So
And then there's also a whole bunch of local businesses involved.
Yep.
Which I got talking to a couple of them and gave out business cards. And
Oh, you
got
did-
some
you did
videos.
give out some cards
Oh, I
after?
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave it probably 6 business cards.
Nice.
So I mean, it was a good start. But they're great because they're local. They want to use local people,
Mm-hmm.
and then they also have cool products. And there was a dog involved with one of them, but they're not really probably going to be looking for any work because they're a volunteer thing. But still, I'd go shoot a video of a dog.
yeah, of course.
Definitely. And and then I got some slow-mo B-roll of their booths and stuff like that, and just got to get to know them. So we'll come back next year and get to know them more, and hopefully turn that into some more work. And another big thing is this particular client, she does the wedding show. So if that was anything we got into, as crazy, as scary as that would be, it could definitely roll into.
Weddings are very scary.
Yeah, good way to make money, and I feel like probably a really good experience. But man,
Weddings can make a good lot on like a wedding shoot, which is usually just a day, right?
Yeah, and then a lot of editing
sometimes
and
they'll
stuff.
want some other stuff if they're, say, for a rehearsal dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
They might want photos done then. But I know a lot of cases it's just a wedding day.
Yep.
When you're working for them, so and you can make several $1,000s doing one day shoot like that. I mean, there's like you said, editing and stuff like that takes some time. But I mean, if you could do like every weekend throughout the summer, did 2 weddings.
Yeah.
Did every Saturday and Sunday you had a wedding.
You'd be
Even every
killing it.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you took Monday to Thursday and edited.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot that goes into it. A lot of stress and pressure. I mean, you're working with brides to be. Very stressful
very
situation
stressed.
for them.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine that this is probably, and capturing that moment is one of the most important things.
Exactly.
You can't
and
mess
there's
up.
always certain things that they want.
Yep.
But it's maybe they don't communicate it effectively. Exactly
That's one
what
of the
they want.
biggest things I've seen is making sure that you have a written list
Of exactly what shots need to be done.
yeah, what they're most
Right.
excited for type thing.
Yeah.
I think there's ways to do it that kind of limit the potential for disaster.
Yeah, and
But-
that's exactly what it is going through saying, here's the guest list, and I have to get pictures with these people. These are all my close friends and family
Yep.
that I need to have pictures with. And then I need to have pictures of this and that, other things. I want pictures of people doing certain things, whatever the case may be. So, I mean, I think you can do it.
Yep.
It's not...
A lot of people do it.
Well, obviously, a lot of people do it,
Do
but...
they do it well?
Yeah, and could that be something that we could do well? And I think it's doing it as a team could be something that would be really interesting to do.
Yeah, because you can
right?
have the video work and the photo work.
You have video and photo, and you got 2 people, kind of
Yeah.
play off of each other, different ideas, slightly different styles,
Yep.
where we can see different things that would be cool for pictures.
Yep, and 2 people to make sure everything's in check too. I mean,
Exactly.
It's much easier to
make
forget
sure-
things when there's one of you. If there's 2,
Yeah.
you're very likely not to. That's one thing though that I would feel would require a bit more gear, because that's the type of work where you don't want to miss something
Yeah.
or lose a bit of file. Like, you know what I mean? I would want to back everything up as soon as possible. I could get away with
All those in betweens, because
Yeah.
with the wedding day, I mean, there's always like, okay, this is happening now,
Yeah.
and then there's like an hour before the next thing happens.
Yes.
And that's that time where you need to go and say,
Yep.
okay, now I got to do this.
Yep.
Put this
and then
together.
while that event is happening, while the reception's happening, while the party's happening, while anything that could be important or cool is happening,
You gotta
need
be
to
there.
be there. You need to be there shooting and
Be
worrying
there
about
with
nothing
camera on.
else. Yeah, camera on, and like I would want 2 bodies for sure.
Yeah,
easily.
Last thing, in terms of shooting photos, I can do that right now. So do have a body that I can use as a backup if I need to.
Yeah, I technically do as well. That does work, but not to the same amount.
And that's the same sort of thing as the body I have is smaller smaller sensor. So
that's the type of thing where with the 6300, if I was to stick with APS-C sized and go with a 6500, I'd get that stabilized image. It'd be great, and then I can have the backup body. Very similar picture quality coming out of both. That would be like a perfect kind of scenario.
Yeah,
so even a 6000, E6000 would be a great backup. And there's like
backup to this one.
Yeah,
instead.
and you can get one. There's one for sale used right now for $400.
Yeah, and that's the same sort of deal as I've looked at. Well, I could either back up what I have now on the T6i with the T6 or something like that, or an old T5i.
Yeah,
right, something that I pick up used for a couple $100, or I could, if I wanted to move up. Yep. I'd use this as the backup and then move up to an 80D or a 5D or 60, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Getting a little bit more professional, you know?
Definitely. And like I'm on the fence right now about what lens to get for my camera. So,
or an EOS R with an adapter.
You could do that. You could adapt it. That's the only thing I'm like, see, I don't want to adapt lenses. But
adapter wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah. But I think with the EOS R though, it's doable because they have really great adapters, like fantastic ones. And we have some company.
People walking around upstairs.
We'll be good. This eliminates that. It'd be fine.
Don't worry about it, people.
I mean, I was video recording and there's a party next door, and you can only barely hear the party.
Yeah, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, but yeah, EOS R does have some great adapters. You could get away with.
Yeah, exactly. You can toss the adapter on there and you have no problem.
But you're like, it's at the point now where, for me, like, I kind of want to future-proof myself, so I want to get full-frame lenses. But the only downside is where the 6300 doesn't have in-body stabilization. Mm-hmm. If I do get like a 50 mil, the full frame 50 mil doesn't have stabilization on the lens. So, but I think it's a worthwhile trade-off. I don't predict it being an infinitely long time before I go to something like an A7 or whatever the latest is.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I think the way things have gone, I think within I don't know, maybe like a year or so, probably.
Yeah. I'm thinking
step up to something. I mean, it depends on exactly how we get into what we get into shooting.
Yeah.
How much we get into shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And like right now, there's still a lot of gear I'm buying currently, and that's why the cameras for me right now is like the last thing I'm going to think about, because I know that
do have a good camera now.
Yeah, it's very capable. I can get 4K footage. I can get slow motion footage. I can get what I need.
That's where mine is lacking. Is the 4K? I'm not so worried about.
No,
I mean I wouldn't.
It's not necessary. I'm not shooting in 4K. It's just I have that option.
Yeah, I've shot in 4K. That's the same thing with my phone. I always had that option with my phone shooting in 4K, and I would always do it. But it's not necessary at all.
No, not currently. And I think maybe for client work. I mean, if you went into like car dealerships type thing.
Yeah, if client really wanted 4K especially, or if you wanted it to be able to crop in a little bit or something like that, then definitely. Definitely be useful,
but it's not on my like hit list. Like I was thinking about it right now. And there's
the
a lot of
slow mo is actually the thing that I would like more.
Exactly,
but that's where something. Although that being said, I mean even being able to shoot up to 60 frames would be better than what I have. So something like the EOS R that does shoot 60 frames, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. And but like then the next piece of gear that I would get before a camera. And this is still down the list. Like I want to get more lighting and some other necessities. I would like to get some lapel mic or lab mics. I have one, but just a nice
some
audio
sort of stabilization
setup.
Too.
And that was it. That's what I would get over an A7 or something with in-body stabilization, like the 6500 would be a Ronin, basically.
Yeah, like a Ronin S probably.
Or Zion Crane or something. Anything with stabilization, I would go for the Ronin. But
yeah, I was kind of actually comparing them today, and I think the Ronin S would be the better way to go than the Zion Crane.
Yeah, both great options though. I mean,
they both seem to be very comparable. So.
Yeah, and prices aren't that far off either.
No,
so
definitely.
But that would be something I'd get. That's still down the line. I think for me, like, it's I don't know exactly what to get right now, but whether it be lighting, and as with this event, I kind of feel like lighting is maybe something that we should look at. But
after this event, however, I mean, there's so much else that. I mean,
we have no
what
idea
exactly are we going to get into next?
We have no idea.
Right? We don't know what that next event is going to be. Is it going to be something where...
Maybe we need audio for it.
Maybe we need better audio.
Yeah.
I mean, we have good audio in terms of shotgun mics, but we don't have other options.
Yeah. I have a lav mic, but no recorder. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of an infinitely long list of gear but it's not going to stop us from making stuff.
No.
And I think that's one thing I struggle with too. Is I always had this notion like when I get the next bit of gear, like when I get a new camera, I'll be able to do.
Well,
stuff.
I was like that. I guess it was kind of like that when I first started. Say when I did a vlog for 40-something days, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of like that. When I started, that was like I started at the end of the week after I got my camera on Monday.
Yeah.
Right. I ordered it, and when it came, I decided, okay, I'm gonna take a couple days to figure it out, and then I'm vlogging I'm vlogging daily, right? And of course, they didn't turn out very good because the daily vlogs were just like, I mean, for the most part, working just your average job or something.
It's kind of hard. You
retail jobs. I mean, it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
And especially, and I don't want to make excuses or anything for not creating because I hate doing that. But I mean, at the same time, when you work 14 hours, it's hard to be able to create anything out of that day. When you get up in the morning, you can go to work and you get off work and go home, go to sleep.
Yeah,
so you can't make a story out of nothing.
You got like an hour in between type of thing. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. I mean, expect like even for me, I'm traveling a lot with work, and it's been less so lately, which has been great. But I'm gone for a week now. I gotta find somewhere in the middle of nowhere with a good enough internet connection to be able to upload my video projects.
Yeah,
so we'll see how that works.
Decent enough internet.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out when I get there. I'll let you know. I might not.
Your laptop's old enough you can plug in a dial-up connection inside of that.
True. But yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I'm happy with the gear we have. I think we can do a lot with it.
Yeah.
And just focus on creating.
But speaking of your laptop.
Oh, this is the best part. Oh,
I like this transition. You like this transition?
Yep.
Okay. As I'm sure you're all aware, Apple announced a new event.
We all knew it was coming, but they finalized
We were all pretty sure it was coming. They didn't hold an October event last year.
No.
Right?
But they did the year before.
But they did the year before, and I think the year before that as well.
Yeah.
Right? So they have done it a few times recently. But since they didn't do it last year, it was kind of unsure, but it seemed very likely. So
definitely, especially when we didn't see much of anything else at the other events.
Before we get into like what we're expecting out of this event, I just want to touch on, of course, the date and all this that came about this.
Sorry, OnePlus.
So, yeah. So it's scheduled for October 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time in New York.
Yep.
OnePlus had scheduled their OnePlus 6T launch event for October 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern in New York.
Yep.
Literally the exact same
thing. Where were
they
both going? Like, what venues are they at?
Well, I know Apple's is in Brooklyn. I'm not sure where OnePlus is somewhere else in New York.
It'd be great if they were accidentally double booked, and then the venue was like,
sorry,
OnePlus, Apple's bigger.
That would have been pretty good, but I don't think that...
No, definitely not. They would have had this plan for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no way an event would have double booked something like that.
No.
But anyway.
Yeah, so OnePlus was did the smart move there.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll just... Okay, quickly over to the OnePlus, because, I mean, each of us were not quite as interested in OnePlus. Yep. Although I do like the look of their phones. If I was going for Android, OnePlus would definitely be a very good option, because especially considering the price compared to everything else, but it still has all those specs.
Yeah, and then the newest one, the 6T that we're looking at, the notch is like... It's a notch, but it's not...
It's a very slim notch.
It looks good.
They're one that have done that. Now, of course, what's speculated is they might not have the same kind of facial recognition as they had before, but they are expected to have the fingerprint sensor underneath the glass.
Yeah, and
they're the first of the big manufacturers to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's they're thinking that it's not going to be quite as good. It might be cheaper kind of tech that's underneath the glass.
Yeah, well, it's expected to be just kind of like one very small singular area, similar to the size of sensor that you would have, say, at the bottom of the phone, on the front like it used to be on most phones, or on the back like it is on so many now. But
super cool still. Great to see. I mean, that's where it's probably going anyway.
That's definitely where it's headed. I mean, Apple, we know has invested in this. Samsung is
the thing with them is they're not going to release it until it's kind of perfect.
Yeah. So. You know that like the Apples and the Samsungs are going to release it when they can make a good half of the screen a fingerprint sensor type thing, because they don't want to make it. You have to put your finger in this very spot on the screen.
Yeah.
Whereas with a fingerprint sensor at the bottom of the screen, like on the bezel or on the back, it's like cut out so you can feel it and stuff like that. It's a little different, right?
You know what? To be fair, Samsung did put the fingerprint sensor right next to the camera.
Yeah, it was like up next to the camera.
That was the worst.
Yeah.
They quickly moved that down with the S9, but that sucks.
They got a lot of criticism over that because, I mean, it was too far up. It was too far to the right side if you're looking at the back of it, so it was farther away from most people's right index finger. If
you're using my right phone. But
and it was also leading to smudged camera results.
Yeah, like I would go to take a photo
so
and just be like my fingerprint there.
Yeah, exactly. In-display fingerprint sensor and very small notch. Of course, the regular specs, Snapdragon 845. I'm thinking
no headphone adapter.
No headphone
jack. Sorry, but
6 gigs of RAM, I'm pretty sure. That's what they're saying.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Standard specs.
Yep, it's going to be a good one.
So they've moved their date ahead one day to October 29th, 11 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see what...
ahead of that Apple.
Yeah, sure. Just ahead of Apple, but Apple's just going to steal their thunder the next day, right? Because it's Apple, right? Now, that said, it's not iPhones. If it was iPhones, it would have been...
People aren't quite as excited as...
It's a little different.
Now, the iPads are what we're expecting to see, so we can start with that.
iPads are pretty well the biggest guarantee.
Yeah, they are definitely a guarantee, and I'm very excited about that, actually, because I do like it's not there for me yet, but I like where it's going. Like, I think in a few more years with a few more kind of pro user features, mainly in, like, the file management and, like, being able to...
They've done a lot to file management.
Yeah, they have, and
Apple
like,
has.
I played with that because I had the preview downloaded, and that's great. The biggest thing for me is, like, just small irritating things, like I couldn't get my video files onto it without, like, first uploading it somewhere else and throwing it in through the air. Now, I couldn't even use Dropbox because I couldn't put it on any of my Apple devices besides my laptop. And at that point, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, just use your laptop.
Yeah. So that was kind of frustrating. I mean, that was with AVC HD, which I know is not the easiest file to use in the Mac ecosystem, but it is a very widely used file nowadays. Like, that's small little nuances like that.
It's very clear, though, that AVC HD is not very good. You should have seen my issues trying to edit one of the podcasts that we did a few weeks ago with
4K in this thing in whatever it is now. I can't remember the file format, but it's quicker than AVC HD was.
Yeah, and I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because, I would do the same thing. Like, I'd be editing the podcast when I'm on my camera that's on you. No issue, everything runs smoothly. I'd go to the 4K from my phone. It may miss a couple frames, and then it would get to that AVC HD file from your camera, and it would just be like, no,
I can't do it.
Stop.
Sorry,
not a chance.
Now, whose fault is that? I don't know, but like, it just not well optimized for it.
Not at all. No. Although my new RAM should be here, so that should help.
Yes, you gotta get that.
I gotta get that.
Mine's here. I got 10 gigs of RAM in my 8 gig limit MacBook.
I'm gonna be putting 24 in my 32 gig limit on Mac.
So
I could put up to 64 in it. It would turn into a beast, but it doesn't have the processor to even think about it.
It certainly helped me a lot, actually. I was playing around with Adobe.
Yeah.
And I did a couple things, but it did make, like, just being able to do other things while video editing in Adobe.
That's the thing, yeah.
And I'm gonna have to use...
I look forward to doing big video projects because I've done stuff with, like, a lot of clips.
Yep.
Right? Not necessarily even long clips, but, like, nothing more than, like, 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. But, like, a lot of small clips. Just drag them in, take it, clip a little piece, and get rid of the rest of it. Just quickly going through like that.
Yep.
I've done lots of projects like that, and it takes a toll on, like, you only have so much memory.
Yeah, it definitely takes a toll. So it's made a difference. I've already noticed, and I knew that anyway. But
exactly.
It's good
anyway,
stuff.
Let's get back to the event. What we're expecting.
Yeah.
So iPads.
Yep.
We're going to see the same size screens as what it's expected in the 9.9. Yeah, sorry.
Are they getting rid of the 9.7? That's not even.
Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say the 10 inch,
10.9
inch,
whatever it is,
and the 12.9 inch, something like that. I don't know. They're about the same size as, say, what the MacBook Air screens were a little while ago. Anyway, the same as they were.
Yeah.
We're expecting the same size screens, but they're going to be a bit smaller package because they're going to have much smaller bezels.
Yep.
Mimic more like
home button.
More like the iPhone 10, and get rid of that home button.
Yep. Kind of fit in with it a whole ecosystem.
Go all gestures. Now, that said, I mean, recent software updates have made you can use your iPad completely with gestures now.
Yep.
Anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Except for the fact that you do need to press a button to unlock the device.
Yep. I'm hoping they're still going to keep the same great speakers because the iPad Pros do have really great sound. Like, it's fantastic.
They do have good sound.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, iPhone has always had very good sound in comparison to lots of other phones.
Yeah, well, I mean, even compared to my Pixel, I can't be in the
Pixel's not even anywhere in the question.
A good. This is how I measure this. So I'll be in the tub, filling up the tub and listening to it. If I can't hear, it's a bad speaker.
Yeah,
but yeah. So and then that's the biggest thing. I think an overall like design change for the iPads.
So yeah, because the iPads haven't really changed a lot ever.
No.
I mean, the biggest change was probably from the original iPad to the iPad 2.
Yeah, this is a big change. A lot smaller, a lot thinner, a lot.
Yeah, they made it a lot thinner. The original iPad was a lot more squared off, where they made the iPad 2 round. But since then, it's been very much the same. Yeah. Of course, they changed things slightly. I mean, a few years ago.
Yeah.
A generation or two after the iPad 2, but since then they've really been exactly the same. Of course, they made different sizes and stuff, but it's always been the same same thing, just upgraded stuff.
Yep. So I'm excited. I'm also excited to see what new stuff you're like. They're always improving it.
We're expected to see Face ID.
Yep.
Right, and Face ID that's actually going to work in both landscape and portrait orientations of the device, which is new because the Face ID on the iPhone 10 and 10s
does not
only works in the regular portrait orientation. You can't. It won't work with your phone on its side.
Yeah.
So that will be nice to see there added into the iPads.
Yep.
But it remains to be seen exactly what we're going to see in say performance and things like that.
Yeah, we'll see because they're pretty powerful little devices.
They're ridiculously powerful.
Adobe Rush just released, so that's Adobe's kind of intro into the mobile editing. It's super lackluster in my opinion, but it's cool that they're kind of focusing on it.
Yeah,
and they
want some more resources to do it.
Yeah, I actually I made a comment on their forums because one big thing it doesn't have is any form of speed ramping or slow motion or any of that. No speed editing at all, which is like, man, that sucks. You can't do anything. There's very limited transitions in it, and then when you can't even do speed ramping, it's like it's not good for anybody above basic level. Yeah, and but that's on their fast track they're trying to get in. So it's cool how that whole cloud area suite is working. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I'm most excited for is probably the Mac Mini. Or whatever that device is.
Yeah, okay, so to go along with the iPads, we're expecting a couple Macs.
Yep.
The most, I guess I'd say most likely from what we can gather is probably an updated Mac Mini.
Yep.
Apple hasn't updated it in 5 years? Something like that?
2014, I think, is the latest.
Yeah,
late 2014 you can get still. For
Mac Minis. So it's been a while.
Yeah. I would love it if they just basically took a MacBook Pro and dumped those, even if they're mobile specs, just dump those into a small package.
Yeah, that's what I've seen some stuff is, are they really going to get the top specs, though? Are they going to get the latest Intel processors? Or are they...
Generation before.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that said, the 9th generation Intel processors have just come out.
So it could have that.
So they may... No, it's not likely to have that. I think they'd go with the 8th generation.
Yeah.
And then when you get new MacBook Pros or something next year, and new iMac Pros, you'll see the 9th gens going... Well, actually, they're not using the same processors in the iMac Pros, but...
Yeah.
We'll see. Xeon processors there, so...
I don't know how often they update those. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I think we'll see some at least usable Mac Mini now. And for me, it's like, as long as it's got very similar performance to the MacBook Pros, and then it's cheaper, I'd be okay with that. I know it's not going to be as great as an iMac, or, I mean, it could be, but it's not going to be as great as an iMac or an iMac Pro or Mac Pro by any means, but it's a lot cheaper and still hopefully have some of that performance.
Yeah, as long as you can get a decent amount of RAM and a good processor. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and I can literally
things you need.
Pack it in my suitcase and fly it on a plane with me
somewhere.
Well,
yeah, because, I mean, you're expecting to see it similar size to what it was before, maybe a little smaller, actually.
Yeah.
Right? Similar to, like, an Apple TV size.
Yep.
That's tiny.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for me, with the amount of traveling I do, it'd be perfect to be able to just bring my whole computer. I use my MacBook, but it'd be a lot cheaper than...
Yeah, the only downside is, I mean, you kind of need to set it up.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just hauling out your laptop wherever you are to open it up. Right? Definitely. That's the downside, but I mean, you can set up in a hotel room easy.
And
right?
most of my flights are like not even long enough to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, usually in a hotel room, you can probably take the HDMI from the TV, pop it in, and you can use that as a display, and just bring a small keyboard and mouse with you. I mean,
I think it'll work, but we'll see. That's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah. The other thing we're expecting besides Mac Mini is new MacBooks. Not MacBook Pros, though.
No.
Likely a replacement to the MacBook Air / the MacBook.
Like
just the plain 12-inch MacBook.
Weird device.
Yeah, so that one doesn't make any sense in terms of its price to spec ratio.
Yeah, it makes literally no sense. So hopefully they come up with something reasonable. And
so yeah, I would say they'll come up with something in the starting at $1,000 range, similar to the MacBook Air. And where they go from that will remain to be seen. Of course, we would expect to probably see a Retina display finally.
Yep.
Right. Of course, I didn't believe the MacBook did have Retina.
It did.
Yeah, that was one thing that it did have. So I would say it's likely that Apple will probably combine the two.
Yep.
The MacBook hasn't sold that well. I never see them.
Why would it?
I've only ever seen a couple people with them.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone's either using MacBook Airs or MacBook Pros that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think I see this MacBook Pro.
Yeah, you see quite a lot of that version of MacBook Pro. I see a lot of Airs. Quite a lot of Airs.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of the new Pros yet, I guess, because they're very expensive. I'm just looking at college students.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. These for me, both your Air and my Pro have kind of solidified my trust in Macs because although they're expensive, this is a 2012 device and it works great.
These are both 2012 devices.
Yeah.
And no trouble with them. I had to reset mine at one point, but it was, I kind of had it overloaded and it wasn't so much the machine's fault, and now it runs perfectly fine again. Yeah. So, but I had it overloaded on beta software.
Yep, your own fault.
Yeah, exactly.
So that about covers it. I'm excited. I'm in for a new Mac device or Apple computer machine, anything in the next year. So
yeah, I may be for a laptop depending on where things go. Right now, of course, I've got what's going to be a very powerful iMac. Now, once I add some extra RAM,
you got some stuff going for you. For sure.
Yeah, but after that, besides that, if we get into traveling and things like that, some more, which I hope to be able to do a little more of.
Yep.
I'm gonna want something a little more mobile, or even not even just traveling, but being able to work on the go, right?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I like the idea of being able to kind of work wherever. If you get bored or can't think, go somewhere new.
Well, that's the thing. I use my iMac all the time at home, but I come here and we do podcasts and things like that, and I'm stuck with this MacBook Air with its 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, that about covers podcast number 9.
That's podcast number 9.
In the bag. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace out.